All right. Welcome, folks, to the latest episode of the Steelers Report. And I am Sim Football Critic. And give me just a moment just to make sure everything is functioning properly. It looks like it is. And we'll go ahead and get it cracking. Give me a hot second as well, guys. I'm going to share the link out with a few special people like we always do. And then we'll get it rolling. How's everybody doing this evening, Sunday evening? I told you guys I would more than likely be back, sooner than Tuesday, which is normally the Terrible Towel Tuesday for most of you guys that know that. But I told you I would be back a little sooner if we had something to talk about. So give me a hot second. Let me send off this text, to a few special people. And then we will make it happen, Captain. Give me a second. But how's everybody doing this lovely evening? Hope everybody's well. We'll do our quick roll call as well, and then we will get her done. Get her started. Send it to the group chat there. And one more text. Why do I keep saying tweet? I don't know. And speaking of tweet, there you go right there, guys. If you want to follow me on Twitter, there it is right there. Sim F Ball Critic is the name as well. So, all right. Let's go ahead and make it happen, Captain. What's up, good people? We're not going to be that long tonight. I promise you, we're not going to be that long tonight. I got the wrong information I see here in the in the description, so I'm going to have to change that. Go back and change that. But what's up, man? How's everybody doing tonight? Let's do our quick roll call. We're just going to talk about the quick free agents, guys, really quick, that we didn't get to on Tuesday and we didn't get to on Wednesday when we talked Le'Veon Bell. But what's up to Michael Garman, all of the above, Laquan Lighty, Milton Buckner, Kelvin Colbert, Willie Willis, 14 Metallica Freak, Cable Prime, Daron Smith, Scott Satodi, Blair O'Neal, my brother Tony in the building, Team Footwork, Mitch the God Trubisky, and Yinzer Mob so far is who's up in here tonight. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So guys, I don't remember, maybe you guys can refresh my memory. I don't remember if we talked about this the other night, but Dante Moncrief has been signed by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I don't think we covered that on Wednesday. So we'll talk about him. And, of course, we'll talk about Mark Barron. Now, I'll be the first one to admit I don't know a lot about Mark Barron. I mean, obviously, I know about Mark Barron. I know what he was to Tampa Bay. I knew what he was at Alabama. And I know pretty much what he is with the LA Rams. But I can't say I've watched a lot of his film. I just know he is a very physical guy. Okay, he's going to be an upgrade for us in the dime package, if we're going to use him as the dime backer. And we might even see him play a little inside linebacker, which he played at the Rams. The guy, from what I saw, I don't know if it's accurate, but he is about 230, about 6'2", around that size. Hey, I'll take that. He's been a physical player in this league, and like I said, he's played safety, and he's been converted to a linebacker, pretty much a hybrid guy. I think he will be an upgrade over Morgan Burnett, and to me, it lets me know that Morgan Burnett is probably on the chopping block. Pretty much, we're probably going to cut him now to get that cap space back. I think we save about $5 to $6 million with letting Morgan Burnett go. But really tonight, man, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. We don't have a lot to talk about tonight. Like I said, we'll come back in on Tuesday and we'll dive into a little more. The phone lines are open if you guys want to call and comment, give your thoughts on said players. I'll be happy to take your call. The number is down in the description. The number is right there on the screen as well. Area 619-924-0818. I see we already have a caller in the queue, so I'm going to bring him on in just a moment. But yeah, Dante Moncrief, I think as well, man, is going to give us... Listen, he's not Antonio Brown, obviously, but I don't think we're going to replace Antonio Brown with one guy. I think it's going to be multiple guys that's going to allow us to fill that void, if you will. Dante Moncrief is a proven guy. Moncrief is also a bigger body. He's 6'2", 2 something. I don't know exactly how much he weighs, but he's a bigger guy, has a little speed. We've seen what he's been able to do when he was with Andrew Luck. Okay, he did fairly decent with Blake Bortles, but no disrespect, is Blake Bortles. But however, he's a proven guy. He's 25. I think it was a good signing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, what I see that we're doing right now, guys, is I see that we're plugging holes, and it's going to give us a little flexibility going into the draft. You know, Mark Barron, to me, I feel like is more of a security blanket, you know, in case we can't get the guy that we really want at inside linebacker. It also makes me believe that Steelers might be getting themselves in position to make some trades. We might be putting ourselves in position to trade up in the draft now that you've plugged some of these holes. Tried to do it last year. Okay, so clearly you see that the Steelers are trying to be more active and more aggressive. You know, more aggressive than normal with the caliber of guy that they're signing. Now, it's true that the Steelers don't ever go after the top guy. We know that. They don't go after the top guy, but that Steven Nelson signing was a little more different than what we're used to seeing in recent years from the Steelers, okay? As far as the tier that he was on. He may not be an A-tier cornerback, but he's right there in the B plus. You know, he's a solid cornerback in the league, good age. You know, that's the time that the Steelers want to grab a guy coming out of that second year contract, if you will, 25 to 26 years old. I think that was an aggressive signing for the Steelers. And look, Moncrief again. Okay, that's another pretty decent name. He's not your A-list receiver, but he's a more than what we think. He's not there, you know, Darius Haywood-Bay when we picked Haywood-Bay up. He's not a Lance Moore. You know, I think his cachet is a little higher than that, right? And here comes Mark Barron. Again, Mark Barron is a little older. Surprised me because Mark Barron is 29 years old, will be 30 in October. Only a 2-year deal, so I can understand that. But again, a proven guy. A guy that can at least, you know, give you a little bang for your buck in case things don't happen the way we want in the draft. So I'm surprised, man, again, at the caliber of guys that they've gone after with these 3 free agents. A little more aggressive than we were used to. Just my opinion. But let me stop yapping, man, and get to the action. Let me get the phone call in here. Then I'll go to the chat again, guys. We're not going to be on that long. I just really wanted to give you guys an update as to what's going on. Give us a nice little place, like always, to conversate as regular fans about it. Then we'll be out of here. But guys, if you want to call in, catch me while I'm on. Area code 619-924-0818. All right, give me a hot second here, guys. Oh, got the headset on wrong there. And we're going to bring in area code 310. You are live. What's going on tonight?
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello?
I'm here. What's
I'm
up?
Good. I just want to say, when they signed Mark Barron, I think it's a good signing, and also I think they should draft a linebacker to, like, you know, how to learn from him.
Absolutely.
And it maybe shows that they're maybe going for a position other than linebacker in the draft, like as a first round, maybe get a wide receiver to compete with Moncrief for the outside spot, and then or get like another cornerback, because they still have Artie Burns.
Absolutely. Hey, if you don't mind, man, do you mind me asking how old you are?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 14.
That's great, man. I'm going to give you a round of applause after we're done. The only reason why I asked, man, is it's always cool. You know, obviously I'm not 14, but it's always cool to hear the younger perspective, and it's cool to see that, you know, younger people are actually watching. And you sounds like you have a little knowledge, man. So I definitely appreciate you calling. Did you have anything else you wanted to say really quick?
Yeah. No, not really. Yeah.
All right.
That's all I want to say.
All right. Well, of course, man. I definitely thank you for your call. And like I said, as promised, round of applause. All right. Round of applause for the youngin', man. I really like that. Like I said, I really like the fact that a younger person, 14, seems to be in tune with the team. But more importantly, man, anytime I get an opportunity to speak, you know, before the youth, you know, that's why I kind of watch what I say. I watch what I do, because I'm always thinking about that. That's just the type of person I am. So I appreciate you calling. I hope you get something out of this. We definitely got something out of your comments, so I definitely appreciate that. Good stuff. Oh, wow. We got a donation, man. Hold on, guys. Let's get another round of applause really, really quick. Right. Round of applause is in order for Jesse George. Thank you for the $5 donation, man. The home team definitely loves that. I appreciate you for that. Let's read your comment. He says, I agree, Sam. I feel like now we have no immediate needs and we can play the draft board as is and the draft talent not need. Love the show, bro. And listen, I love you guys as well. Thank you for the donation, and I appreciate, you contributing by giving us your comment there. Let's see. Anybody else in the queue? Not right now. Nobody's in the queue. So, okay, I'm going to go right to the chat. Again, if you want to call, I'll be keeping an eye on it. 619-924-0818. Give me your thoughts on Mark Barron, Dante Moncrief, or whatever it is you want to say while we're on. Like I said, this is a shorter show tonight. It's not Terrible Towel Tuesday, but we'll be on for a little bit. All right, let's see what we got in the chat, man. Fire away. Let's see. What's up, Kenyon? I see Kenyon in the building. Matt Brumell says, is Mark Barron going to play safety or inside linebacker? Very, very good question. Kenyon, I want to hear your input on that. I think he's more than likely going to play for us. I think right now that the plan is for him to replace what we were trying to get out of Morgan Burnett. He's going to be your dime backer. The Steelers also, guys, I don't know if you paid attention to it. Steelers ran a little bit of 3-3-5. Well, they ran 3-3-5 quite often last year, and that's where you get more of your bigger package out there. You get your safeties out there. I think we're going to see a little more of that. I think definitely, and I'm going to give credit to Kenyon here. Kenyon already put in the group chat. We'll probably be looking at a situation which we hope, where when we go in the dime or we go in sub package, the two inside backers are Mark Barron and Derek Bush. Devin Bush. That would be great. I would like that. I would like to start the season that way, if things fall in line. But yeah, that's what we're pretty much looking at right there. I think he's going to more so be your dime backer, your third safety, when we go sub package. However, let's not kid ourselves. Listen, the guy has played inside linebacker in the league. That's where he's primarily been with the Rams. He could very well come in there and kick John Bostic back down, or again, whoever seems to be the better run defender, it might be those two guys on the inside, whether it's Vince and Barron or whether it's John Bostic and Barron. So I think it's very, very, very possible that we might see him play inside. Again, it all depends on what happens in the draft. And even if we draft one of the young kids, it's always good to have a veteran, to be able to help the guy out. You know what I mean? Like as far as telling him what to do, the odds and ends. So that's always a good thing. Appreciate it, man. Still a game. Let's give a round of applause to Still a Game. Still a game for the $1 donation. We definitely appreciate you for that, man. Absolutely. Champagne Poppy says, Kenyon, I saw some people getting hyped over over Bush Pro Day, but I'm not sure how many teams need an inside linebacker are ahead of us. So you're basically saying you're not sure who ahead of us is looking for the inside backer. So seems like it might fall in our lap. Devin Bush more than likely, more so than Devin White. I'll be in favor of that. And you know what? His size doesn't bother me as much anymore because, again, he's a baller. And it is what it is. It's just because he's not the tallest kid. I like his demeanor. I like how he plays. He's an incredible athlete. So we'll see what happens. What else you guys got, man? What else you got? Michael Garman says, what do you think about Dan Cullis signing a 2-year contract? I'm gonna keep it like this. Oh, we got some phone calls, guys. So let me get to the calls really quick. But let me respond to you and let me get to the calls because again, I'm not gonna be on that long, so I don't want to take up all the time. Listen, man. I guess the plan was they weren't going to go after anybody else in free agency as far as backup defensive linemen. The only bell that I could shoot Dan McCullers is maybe they feel like he did have his better season last year, probably the best season since being with the Steelers, and maybe Carl Dunbar has something to do with that, and they're going to give him another try again. You always got to look at how they structure these contracts. Every single contract so far, and I'm sure we're going to learn the same thing about Mark Barron, they're all favorable for the Steelers in terms of being able to let a guy go after the first year if necessary. So it's cheap. You know, I was a little more surprised with the signing of Chicolo in terms of his amount. But again, same thing. You look at the details of the contract, it's more favorable for the Steelers. So there you have it. Let's take the phone calls, man. Oh, wow. We got 3 of them in here now. So we're going to run them through. No more than 2 minutes, guys. Let's try to keep it kind of short. But let's go and grab area 214. You are up first. 214. How you doing, man?
What's going on, Sam?
What's good?
I'm doing good. How you doing, man?
Hey, man. Just talking this Steelers stuff, man.
Hey, I'll be quick. I know you want to limit everybody to about 2 minutes, man. I do like the Mark Barron signing. I like his speed. I watched him a little bit last year with the Rams. Didn't really watch him too much in Tampa. Of course, everybody knows he went to Alabama, so you can kind of see the pedigree there. So that's a pretty good pickup. Not great, but I do think he'll be an upgrade over Bostic.
Right.
Steven Nelson, I did see a disturbing stat. I know you said you watched some film on him, but I saw a disturbing stat that he was the most targeted corner in the league last year. So he might be one of those individuals that feast or famine, and you know what I mean. He might give up a big play, but he'll make a big play. And I'll take this question to you offline, but I've seen some projections where the Steelers might draft Antonio Brown's cousin or nephew, Marquise. Yes, I know you probably seen that too somewhere, but I'll listen offline and let me know what you think about that as well.
All right, no doubt. Appreciate the call, man. I'll answer, respond to your questions really quick. I mean, Hollywood Brown he's productive, but I still feel like I'd rather go with a bigger guy. Only because right now, man, even with signing Eli Rogers back, which I think Eli Rogers might shock a few people. I know some people didn't like that. We got a lot of those little quick scat type guys now. You know, you got, and James Washington is not the biggest kid either, but he's not really that. But with having Rogers, having Switzer, Moncrief is a bigger kid. I would like to get one of the bigger receivers. And if we're gonna get somebody with flash, I'm still leaning on Deebo Samuel. But again, the Brown, Hollywood Brown is dope. He's a very, very, very talented kid, but sour taste, man. And no fault of his own. It's kind of like, do you even want to deal with that again with him being Antonio Brown's cousin? And I know it shouldn't have nothing to do with it, but who knows what type of stuff AB would be feeding him. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't take a chance on it. Nah, I don't think you do that. I think the Moncrief pickup kind of puts us in the back seat right now as far as jumping out there and getting a receiver in round 1. So we'll see. Area 330. You're alive. What you got for us tonight?
Yo, what up, Sam?
What's up?
It's Jerome, man. How you been?
Not too bad, man. How you doing, brother?
Oh, pretty good. Just listening to what everybody was saying. Everybody is sleeping on us. My boy, I think his name is Peterson from Ohio State. This cat is just as fast as Brown, but 6'1". Now, he's talking about going late first round to the mid-second round. I can see the Pittsburgh is going after. They want more tall bodies, and they want somebody else who really has that speed. My boy from Ohio State. Now, with everything that's, being said and done in the free agency, one thing that I'm not going to lie that shocked the mess out of me, let's look at our roster right now. We don't really have no tight ends.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Pittsburgh don't go after a tight end in the first round. Because let's be honest, who we got right now? Jesse James gone. I can't remember the cat that we got who's starting, but slightly injury prone. So therefore, we need another tight end. So do you think that they might shock all of us and go after a tight end in the first round, or you think they might stick to their guns and go after more defensive players?
First round, My gut feeling tells me that this is going to happen. If Devin White, Devin Bush, I think those are the candidates. Those are the guys I think the Steelers would feel like they would draft first if they go inside linebacker. Maybe some other guys could be later. But if they're gone, I could see them possibly going tight end if Hawkinson's there, Noah Fant is there. I could see it because then you could turn back around in the second round and still, get a corner, another receiver. You wouldn't necessarily have to go. I don't think they are as concerned with going first round cornerback now after that, the Steven Nelson signing. But if the guy is there, I mean, if you're in love with Byron Murphy or Greedy, one of these guys, if they're there, or the kid, it's a kid too from I'm trying to remember his name, from Clemson. It's a corner there that they're looking at. If one of those dudes are there, they might do that. But I do see a scenario if your inside backer that you're probably looking for is gone, tight end might be it. I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised at all.
Here's my other thing. I seen that you drafted him in your Madden franchise, and I didn't realize until after I drafted him in my Madden franchise. The dude from Ohio State, Shepard, I believe that's his last name. You drafted him in the fourth round, the corner.
The corner, yeah.
No, yeah. Now I've been watching him. I went back and watched some of his film. He has a lot of up to him. Now, did you see Pittsburgh taking the chance and using one of their third round picks to get him instead of using him in the fourth round?
Very, very possible, man. And I'm gonna appreciate you calling. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next call. But thanks for calling. But I will answer that. It's possible. I think if the scenario lines up the way I was stating it, they don't go corner in the first round. I think definitely second, probably third. They don't go corner in the first. My gut feeling is they're gonna wait until around the third because there's 2 draft picks right there. If we stay put, second round, I'm kind of feeling like they're gonna lean towards a receiver, assuming the tight ends are gone. So this is just me assuming that let's say Devin Bush falls to us. Some crazy way, let's say Devin White falls to us. I know it ain't going to happen, but let's say Devin Bush falls to us. I think Steelers goes there. Second round, I think they're going to go with another receiver. I still feel like a guy like Deebo Samuel is probably who they're going to go after. I'm really liking the potential of Hakeem Butler. Kenyon put me on to him a long time ago. Terry McLaurin, that's another kid. I think that's another Ohio State guy. Big, fast. It's one of those dudes, I think, somewhere around there. The Paris Campbell kid, super fast. I think one of those guys could be it in the second round if we get the inside linebacker. The only thing I think changes, and again, it's speculation, I think if one of the top tight ends are still there in the first round and the 2 inside linebackers that you fell in love with are gone, I can see them doing that, and then I can see them filling in the other spots, third and second, second and third round. What would be another corner is coming out of that somewhere, another receiver is coming out of that somewhere, perhaps a safety. I don't know. We'll see, because again, we still don't have any real depth there. So it's gonna be interesting. Area code 412. You are live. What you got for us tonight?
Hey, Sim. It's Smitty out of Pittsburgh.
What's going on?
I was looking at Devin Bush. I actually prefer him more than White. I think honestly White is a great run stopper, but his cover skills is seriously lacking.
Okay.
Bush, I feel he's more flexible and overall a well-rounded player. And honestly, like you said earlier, we're going to be playing that 3-3-5 a lot more. And with that 3-3-5, we'll have all 3 of our defensive linemen on the field to cover up and get the linemen for him. We have Hargrave and Tuitt and Hayward. So I think that will help him out. But also, I think in the second round, and even if Bush or White isn't there in the first round, I think they might get a defensive lineman, because I'm looking at our D-line depth and talent is seriously lacking behind those 3 guys.
Oh yeah.
Like I can't think of anybody. They signed Daniel McCullers, but besides Alualu, it's kind of bad. So I'm looking at Christian Wilkinson out of Clemson, can play all 4 positions on the defensive line. You need at least one rotational guy. Then I'm also looking at, honestly, who I think is a top 2 receiver, Hakeem Butler out of Iowa State. You called and told about him like last week. I think he's better than DK Metcalf, and he was more statistically better than DK Metcalf. He's just a powerful wide receiver, though. I just wanted some of your thoughts on that, and also, I don't know if you in the chat, but shout out to Patrick Covington Jr. I went to high school with him at Woodland Hills High School. Yeah, I don't know if you ever heard of that, but that's a big football powerhouse. Yeah, we had the most pros in the NFL at one time.
I can imagine in Pittsburgh. I know how. I mean, just Pennsylvania, period. How heavy football is here. So, yeah.
Yeah, we had Jason Taylor, Gronk, Steve Reston, Ryan Mundy. My brother went pro for a little bit, so we have them all. We still got a couple players in there. But shout out to him. Is he in the chat or not? But thanks. I'm a big supporter. I love the show. You'll see me in the chat as Smitty. I usually hit you up on Twitter sometimes.
Oh yeah.
But I love the show. Thanks for taking the call.
Oh man, no question. Thank you guys as well, man. The love is definitely mutual. Yeah, you might be right, man. Listen, Kenyon dropped Hakeem Butler on me a long time ago, and watching him, of course, he's raw. And I think as fans, and I'll say this real quick, and then I'll hit these other 2 callers, and then I think we're going to go ahead and get to shutting it down. Didn't want to stay on too long tonight. Just wanted to pop in and out. As fans, I think we got to stop acting as if every player is going to be perfect, or they got to be perfect coming out of college, and they all going to have inconsistencies. Antonio Brown had inconsistencies, from the scouting report. Nobody thought he was going to be what he was. So we can't look at Hakeem Butler, because I've seen some people say, oh, no, the guy doesn't have this, he doesn't have that. What I saw from him is his tenacity going after the ball and his will to yak after the catch. You know what I mean? Like, his will to get to the end zone. And he's 6'6" and can run. That's all I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about Big Ben, how he loves to go back with that super long windup and let her fly. That's all I'm thinking about. That's all we need him to do early. Go get the ball. That's it. So, it's hit or miss when it comes to if the guy's going to be the perfect specimen, the perfect athlete and all that. You can't never call that. And again, I think signing a guy like Moncrief is going to help out with whoever we draft, because Juju is going to be Juju. But if we could get another guy that can be on the outside, be that big, deep threat, slide Juju back inside, and then let Moncrief and James Washington get their work, I think the Steelers receiving core could be okay, man. So we'll see. Area 360. You alive? What's up?
If we can get another guy.
Whoa, I need you to mute that audio.
Be that big, deep threat.
360.
And then let Moncrief and James Washington get their work.
Oh, we gotta let him go. Echoing in the background, man. It sounds like you're on a little bit of a delay, obviously, because it's a stream. So I'll just say this: if you're gonna hear this, call back. If you call back, just make sure you mute the audio, on your computer, so it doesn't echo in the stream. Area 609. 609, you alive? What you got for us?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, indeed, you live.
Oh, what's up, Sun Football Critic? How's it going, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm good. I got a few questions for you, man. So my first question is, what are your thoughts and, how you feel about the signing of Mark Barron?
I like it initially. He's not the answer, but I think it's an upgrade, and I think it's an insurance policy similar to what they did with drafting Edmonds. See, I think when we got Burnett last year, I think their idea was to say, okay, we need a veteran to help us out. He could cover tight ends. That was what he was supposed to be known for. Then I think the Steelers, they missed on Van Der Esch. He went too early. They may have gone Rashaan Evans. I'm not sure. And I think they got a guy like Edmonds, because if they were looking, to me, this is me personally, I have no way of knowing, but I strongly feel like if we were looking for coverage, Jesse Bates was right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Edmonds came out the blue, but I think it's because of Edmonds' build and the fact that he can play in the box. They were trying to compensate for the loss of the inside backer. So I think that's what Barron's going to do, man. I think Mark Barron is an upgrade with whoever we actually have right now, the inside linebacker, if we want to be honest. I mean, him and Vince Williams, you could argue who's better, but outside of that, even if we just play him inside the majority of the time, he's an upgrade, and I think he will be an upgrade in sub package.
Okay, so another question is I had one in mind. It's like in a few mock drafts, I saw like certain websites saying like, you know, we might get like Mac Wilson or something like that. You know, like versatile players and stuff. And I feel as though still it's like we need like that versatility because like nowadays, like the whole league, like every defense is like now starting to go like, you know, 6 DBs, you know, dimes and nickel and like all the extra stuff and stuff like that. Like they have like, you know, versatility and stuff like that. So we need that versatility in order to, you know, be more creative, you know, in a defensive like scheme and stuff. I think that's what we're missing because, you know, we're still in the 3-4. You know, that's cool and such, but we need that defensive versatility in order to, you know, be more creative and mix it up and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. We got to do that because teams have learned what the Steelers like to do. So if we're gonna stick to what we like to do, we got to put as many athletes as possible on the defense.
Okay. Okay. Let's say, for instance, like I'm not gonna say this is gonna happen, but Devin White or Devin Bush just happens to be there. Them 2 players available. So who you think you're gonna take and why?
Man, I think I really like Devin White, but I think I'm getting caught up on the pedigree of him, you know, and his size, and him kind of being more of the in your face, you know, like he's the guy that everybody's talking about. I actually think I might would take Devin Bush though, because I like what I saw out of him at Michigan. I like his leadership. And I like his tenacity. He plays with an edge. And he always feels like, you know, he feels like I'm the underdog. Nobody thinks I can get it done because I'm a smaller. I like that type of attitude.
Yeah, but like, I've read a few articles about Devin White and stuff, and he's a freakish athlete. Don't get me wrong, he's a freakish athlete and stuff like that. You know, probably like once a generation type player, but he needs to be coached though, because he played a few years like as a linebacker at LSU, because like he was recruited as a running back, right? If I'm not wrong, right?
I think so, yeah.
So I mean, he has a little bit of off the field issues, and you know how the Steelers are, you know, they don't like off the field like players and stuff. So he needs to be coached up and stuff like that. And I feel as though Devin Bush, he's a much more proven linebacker, you know. So, what else? Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. What else? Okay, so another cool question. So do you have any quarterbacks you think we should get? Because like I heard, you know, in your past Terrible Talk Tuesdays that you didn't like Reed Williams because like you prefer like cornerbacks, or the Steelers prefer cornerbacks that are like a good run defenders and stuff. So who would you prefer? Like DeAndre Baker, Byron Murphy, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Jawan Williams, like.
Yeah, man, that's a good question. I appreciate the call. I'm going to move on to the next call, but I will answer your question. And, guys, 360 will be the last call of the night. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up after that. Right now, I'll be fully honest, I haven't looked at the complete cornerback market, but Byron Murphy is my guy, man. I just like his playmaking ability. You know, and he's not the biggest kid either, but he's a playmaker. I like the boy Chauncey, man. Ooh, because I really like him. I hope the Steelers are looking at Gardner-Johnson as maybe an option at safety. He can play corner, but man, if we can land him, see, that's why I think the draft is going to be interesting, because if a guy like that is there in the second round, because I think he'll get out of the first, but if he's there, you got to take a guy like that. I mean, that dude can play all over the field, man, and I love him. Pause that statement, but I love that dude's ability. So it's really tough. Those are probably the two guys that I really like. I like the Baker kid too, man. It's funny though, but the Steelers, especially, kind of watching them over in the past, and even listening to, again, another resource I like to always follow faithfully is SteelersDepot.com. They put up a lot of the Steelers trends, and the trends are, and we all should know this as fans, they prefer the underclassmen. They prefer a certain age and this and that. Baker is, quote unquote, one of the older corners. So I don't know if he would be their first choice, but I like him. Greedy not too bad. I just don't think, and I think Kenyon was really speaking on him more than I was, but he's right. Greedy doesn't put his face in the fan, if you will. He's not necessarily the guy that's going to come up and make that thump. And the Steelers definitely like cover guys, but they need their corners to be able to, play the run as well. So it's going to be interesting, man. But again, I'm sure it's guys in the second, third, fourth round even that I don't even really know about that are capable. There's the Penn State corner. It's a lot of dudes out there. But all right, man, last call of the night, area code 360. Glad to have you back. What you got for us tonight?
Hey, Sam, it's Nightwolf. How are you?
Oh, Nightwolf, what's going on? I'm good, man.
Hey, man. I'm the nerd that always says you look like a young Mean Joe Green, and I'm here on the West Coast with... You do, man. I swear to God.
I should show you a picture of my dad, man. But my dad and Joe, they have a lot of similarities. They really do. Even with the gray beard now, it's crazy.
I remember your comment from months ago. You saying that we were talking about the draft. You said I look like my dad.
Yeah, man.
So, man, your dad must be a bad SOB. God bless him. But anyway, I'll cut to the chase. I love your channel. I've been watching it for, God, since you started it. I'm on the West Coast, like I said, like Kenyon, big Steelers fan. I'm just saying that these inside linebackers, it's just like last year. Once you get past 15, 17, 18,
yeah,
they're not going to be there. I mean, we can fall in love with them all we want, but we have 10 picks. I know they're not maybe 10 sexy picks, but maybe this is the year where we do what we did with Palomalo. We put a package together. Maybe we go back to Oakland and say, hey, I'll give you this to go down. I just don't see those guys being around, and I wonder what you think about that.
Yeah, man, and since you're the last call of the night, I'll definitely reply to that, but do you have anything else before you go?
No, I just love your channel. I appreciate your time. You work really hard. You're a good family man. Keep looking like Joe Green. Keep it mean and green.
All right, Nightwolf, I appreciate that, man. Hey, listen, if I could look and have similarities of a Steelers legend, no problem. But like I said, man, one day if I get around to it, I might have to flash up a picture of my dad, and you guys can see the similarities. It's crazy. So I can see why I probably favor him. My dad is not as tall. My dad's like 6'3", but yeah, it's weird. It's very weird. But all right, guys, that's going to pretty much wrap up tonight's show. I'll spend a few more minutes in here, man, and read the comments. Where we at? About 38 minutes. Yeah, not too long tonight. Let me get to some more of the comments really quick, and then we'll get out of here. The Pokemon says, don't know will be first drafted. What? DK will be the first drafted wideout. You will see, dude. He will be a great player. Okay. Let me ask you this, the Pokemon. Who do you think takes him? If he's going to be the first one off the board, what team do you think is actually going to take him? So let me re-emphasize again, man. Last call of the night. We're not going to take any more calls. So if you're listening, my apologies. If you wanted to call in, come back on Tuesday and catch us on Terrible Towel Tuesday, where we stay on a little longer. Let's see. Matt Brummel says, ever heard of Sutton Smith, outside linebacker? Nope, I'm not familiar with him. Champagne Poppy says DK isn't better than A.J. Brown. Yeah, look, let's not sleep on A.J. Brown, and let's not sleep on the fact that he said he wants to come to Pittsburgh. He's putting in his bid. Now, just to go back to something Kenyon, brought to the table when he said the Steelers are going to draft an X. They need an X receiver. Now with Dante Moncrief pretty much being the X right now, does that open up the door for a guy like A.J. Brown? So you never know. And again, like my boy Relfax said on one of the shows, man, he hopes that we do draft him so he can keep AB's jersey if they give him the same number. I thought that was funny. But yeah, let's not, take a guy like that off of the table now. I think here's the funny thing, guys, really quick. Y'all hear me say this all the time, and I'm sure most of you guys have the same comments. The free agency always determines where I think we're going in the draft. And ironically, this year, they have plugged the main positions for the most part. Okay, you got a little security and a young veteran receiver, only 25. I think he will do well with Roethlisberger. Okay, you got a young, gritty cornerback who's physical. And I wanted to reflect back on what someone said earlier. He did have a lot of targets, and I dove into that. Again, shout out to one of my main resources, SteelersDepot.com, and I think I looked at Pro Football Reference, one of those sites. They played man coverage primarily the majority of the time, right? So he was always in situations, too, where they basically were saying, if you go back and look at the games, Kansas City a lot of times gets up a huge lead on you, or you have to try to score against them. And he just happened to be the guy that was in coverage. Had a ton of targets thrown his way. And he is exactly what my man said. He is one of those guys that he can make the big play or he could give up a big play. It happens. And again, we didn't get Deion Sanders, but I think he's going to help us. I think he's good enough to allow the Steelers in a 3rd and 20, okay, a 3rd and 15 situation. You can lock him and Joe Hayden in man. I think he gives us a little better time to allow the pass rush to get there than what we currently have out there. So I think he's an upgrade. But, of course he's going to give up some things. Hopefully not too much. But I saw one quote where they said Steven Nelson can be an incredible shutdown corner 1 minute and then a guy who gives up the big play the next minute. So we'll see how he builds and develops in our system. Let's get to another comment really quick. Smitty says, I believe Bush can fall to the Steelers at 20, and we can see the Steelers either make a deal to get another 2nd-round pick, or they can just stay put and probably trade their 3rd and 5th. Yeah, and I'm wondering, I think they will package the original 3rd. I think if we move, it's going to include our original 3rd. I think if they're smart, they're going to keep the 3rd that they got from Oakland. Trey Briggs says, just because you're big and fast doesn't make you a good receiver. That's such a lazy analysis. That's very true. That's very true. And who said that? Whose analysis? Who said just because a guy is big and fast? Because I agree with you all the way. Listen, Martavis Bryant was big and fast. He wasn't a good receiver. He was just good on the deep ball. Or sometimes good after the catch. I actually happened to be at the game with Martavis Bryant, we played the Cardinals, and he took that slant 80 yards. I was at that game, but he was not a great receiver. We all know that. Sammy Coates wasn't a great receiver, so, I agree with you on that. So, but I'm wondering who you're answering as far as the analysis. Oh, you talk about DK? Yeah. Okay, I got you. What's up, Nays? Nays says, I like strong playmaker wide receivers. Okay. Nightwolf says Bush is not falling to 20. We always say that. We never know, man. We never know. You never know how the draft goes, man. This whole chat board is about big and fast, Sam. Yeah, I feel you. All right, man. Maybe 2 more comments. But let me ask you guys really quick. We can finish on this. No Devin Bush. No Devin White. Who do you think the Steelers draft at 20? And I know we're guessing, but really quick, I want to see some of you guys' comments. If there's no Devin Bush, there's no Devin White, who do the Steelers draft at 20? Will it be a guy like Mack Wilson that would more than likely be there in that case? Would it be Byron Murphy? He'll probably make it to 20. Greedy probably is one of the first corners that's going to go, so he might not be there. Will it be one of the top receivers? Will it be a tight end? Who will it be? Who do you guys think? Patrick Harvey says tight end. Nay says Greedy. Greedy might be gone at 20. Might. We don't know, but he might. You know, again, if he's being looked at as the top corner, he might be gone. Devontae Williams says Byron Murphy. Jason Miles says Paris Campbell. You think we would go him first round? You're right, Kenya. You just never can predict where somebody's going to be. We just can't do that. We will draft Baker out of Georgia. Okay. Byron Murphy or A.J. Brown. Okay, I like that. Tight end. Iowa tight end. Okay, that would be good. I hope they don't reach for Mack and Bush if Bush is gone. Okay. Think they go wide receiver. Probably can get Mack in the second. Okay, that's a good analysis right there. You're probably right. Whoa, somebody thinks Hakeem Butler in the first? This draft is tight end deep. Okay, pass rusher. That's one. See, that's something we're not talking about. Might be a pass rusher out there that they go get first. Trey Briggs says, to be honest, the Steelers need a quick and fast, reliable receiver now that Brown is gone. Okay. All right, one last one I'll read here. Eli says, Sam, you see the news about Montez Sweat. He has a heart issue. He was projected top 10. Oh, man. No, I didn't see that, man. That kid ran a 4.4 as a DN. Oh, man, what kind of issue? Is it like something chronic, or is it, does he have like palpitations, or does he have like a real problem with his heart? Dang, man, that's unfortunate, man. Yeah, man, Nightwolf, you know what? You guys need to do this, man. Hit that like button. It's 125 people live right now, and there's only 38 likes. Come on, guys, help me out. Ravens lost 4 players like week. Okay. I believe that, Kenya. You're right. All right, here's the last one of the night. What's up, Austin? I was waiting for you to pop up in here. Austin says, couldn't see a pass rusher in the first round with us giving Dupree $9 million. With that being said, I don't understand that decision at all. All right, I'm going to talk about that, and then I'm going to get out of here. I told my wife I would not be on for an hour, and we are pushing it. Guys, plain and simple. You know what? Nope. I'm going to save it for Tuesday. That'll be something to talk about Tuesday. I'm going to save that conversation for Tuesday about how the Steelers, I'll give you this cliffhanger, mismanaged certain positions, and that's why they're in the position that they are in. With Bud Dupree, we could probably say he's been throughout his career, as also the reason why Daniel McCullers is back on the roster, and Anthony Chickalo. Well, we're going to dive into that on Tuesday. Let's hold it until Tuesday. Let me go ahead and wrap this up tonight. Got a lot of stuff going on here tomorrow, guys. We're getting the house semi-remodeled in the kitchen. So, we got stuff to get prepared for tonight. So, anyway, I'll be back to you guys on Tuesday. I appreciate everybody who came through. Keep getting those likes up. I see we up to 57. Keep them up. But we'll be back on Tuesday, man. So don't forget, if you're brand new, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. Do yourself a favor. Go ahead and subscribe so you know when the videos are coming. And speaking of which, cut on your notifications so you know when the videos are coming. Last but not least, man, please do me a favor and hit the like button. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the evening. Catch you guys on Tuesday. But I thank you for tuning in to the Steelers Report. All right, y'all be blessed. See you guys at Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, catch y'all then. Peace.